3-year sentence for murder, but his payback actually began at impact.
Both arms were broken. I had a hip was dislocated and broken, and my left leg, my right leg was broken. I had 7 broken ribs, punctured lung, and a severe concussion. They put an artificial hip joint in my left hip. My right leg's all bowed and twisted. I don't know what, I wouldn't have been a lot better off if I'd have gotten killed in that accident also.
The 58-year-old man's pain is not just physical.
I think a lot about her family, how they're faring without her. I think about her grandchildren, don't understand what happened to their grandmother. That was a terrible thing that I'd done.
Mr. Fleming wrote a letter to the Haleys begging forgiveness.
It's something that I'd done while I was drunk that I don't remember, but yet it was a human life. How does God look at it? A lot of nights I couldn't sleep. I still have them. I wake up crying. That I did the whole first year. Still, it bugs me. I might be sitting in my room reading a novel in a book or something, and my mind drifts off to the accident. It always, there's not a day passes that it don't drift off to the accident.
As in most drunk driving incidents, there were previous alcohol-related arrests, too, and Mr. Fleming had been driving on a suspended license for several years.
What inside you said it was okay?
I guess I can't answer that.
The answer may be in the unwillingness or inability of Mr. Fleming and the system to address his alcoholism. David Fleming admits the disease claimed 2 marriages, his career, and now has left him convicted and crippled as he heads into his golden years.
All you can say is, look at me. What booze done to me?
In 1981, Congressional Press Aide Maura Corrigan was rendered mindless and paralyzed in a car accident. Her boyfriend, Michael McDonald, was killed. Soldier Patrick Patterson, who had imbibed at an Army service club, was convicted of manslaughter. Legal precedents were set making Virginia merchants, and in this case the federal government, liable for damages of nearly $1 million for the first time.
Pat, I've got 3 files here.
For 30 years, John Corrigan has been a political mainstay in Cleveland as Cuyahoga County prosecutor. The night he flew to Washington to attend to his injured daughter Maura, one of 6 children, he was filled with fear.
I had visions of Maura being crippled in some way or another. I had visions of Maura dying. Then, of course, when I saw her and saw how peaceful she looked, I thought that she would survive and come through this thing.
I have a vision of 3 police officers standing at the foot of my bed, and one of them telling me that a person was killed and another was critically injured. And at that point, I just went out of it. It just was like Shock City.
Patrick Patterson is trying with difficulty to live in civilian life after the nightmare he helped foster while in the Army. He enlisted in his teens, green about life and liquor.
There must be a romanticism about alcohol in the service. I thought I was doing what everyone else was doing. Going out and just having fun. Just being a GI.
At age 19, incapacitated by drink, Patrick Patterson unintentionally left Maura Corrigan permanently incapacitated with a brain injury. He ran a red light. Maura has been in an Ohio nursing home for 4 years, unable to care for herself or communicate in any way.
Her mother visits her almost every day. I visit her usually on Sundays. She will open her eyes. She will look around. We don't know exactly what she is seeing. She responds to her father and her mother on occasion in the sense that she will sometimes sob, she will grimace, she will look at us, she will manifest an anxiety. Mother's coming out to see you later this afternoon.
I think about her more than anything else, what they're going through and the fact that she's in a coma. You know, death is kind of end of story type thing, but coma is just hell carried on. The fact that you can't do anything about it, that's what really gnaws at you, because there she is, and there's not a thing you can do about it, you know, and that is a forever thorn in my side.
I did, of course, manifest a feeling of revengefulness toward him, of hatred. I can easily entertain that thought now, but though I can, I too have brought myself to come to the realization that this may be as miserable for him as it is for me.
Patterson's license had been suspended for a year. He had been fined $200 and had spent 3 months of a 12-month sentence in jail.
You didn't do nothing all day long but sit around and think. And obviously, what would I be thinking about every day?
Out of jail and out of the Army, Patterson has not fared well either. A felony record has made it hard to find a decent job, and even after 4 years, the social stigma is with him.
It just seemed like every time I turned around, it was getting thrown up in my face. I'm a very friendly person. I like to interact with people a lot. And if I meet someone, get to know them, have fun, you know, really get along great. And then they find out my story, and it's like the lights go out. 180-degree reaction. I'm really hard on myself about it. And fine, if people want to say I deserve it, I agree with them, because you know, it's a very, very irresponsible thing I've done. There has not been any emotional release. It's all bottled up inside of me, just waiting to blow. And I'm just like, oh, when's it going to happen?
In court, Army records had shown Patterson had had an alcohol-related accident at a post in California before the tragedy. Instead of ordering and monitoring alcohol treatment, the Army simply transferred Patterson to the Pentagon.
It was after the fact. Uncle Sam helped me out. And I'm not playing the violins. You know, I'm just saying if I had got the attention that he gave me after the fact, before the accident, there would have been 2 more innocent people walking the streets today.
As an attorney, John Corrigan is glad some legal precedents have been set. He's glad the Army may be more on the alert, but as a father, he'll be forever sorry about such a waste of life.
At this point, we will not look upon her death as being significantly sorrowful, but it will be a pleasant thing, for she will have been relieved of the condition that she's in now.
Police say 24-year-old Linda Davenport was going 100 miles per hour on a bridge over Tampa Bay. She skidded into an empty parked pickup truck and died, along with a passenger. The police report had been predictably impersonal, belying the human toll. Cold, but clear, a daughter had died abusing alcohol.
Every year, as long as we are alive, we will light a candle and we'll cry all over again.
Stepfather Rich Parsons and mother Barbara Parsons hold a tombstone unveiling at the grave of their daughter Linda Davenport. It is a ritual in the Jewish faith signaling the end of a year of mourning.
Yes, you were all the wonderful things I just said, but you also hurt us, tore a hole in our lives that will never mend. I was the one who told my wife that her daughter was dead when I got the call from her boyfriend, Scott. And I don't think I'll ever, in my entire life, forget the look on her face.
And I said, there's been a mistake. I'm going downstairs and make a pot of coffee because I know they're going to call me back and tell me that it's not true. I've come out here a lot in the past year, and let me tell you, it's a pretty rotten way to carry on a conversation with a child you love, your baby. part of you, part of your bones and blood are in this hole.